All right, exciting day, you guys. We finally got the F100 pulled in. We were able to get epoxy put on the tailgate. I wanted to film that for you guys. Unfortunately, it was flash rusting faster than I could get it protected. I took a day, about a 3-hour block. I called a buddy of mine. I was like, hey, can you run over with your skid steer? Help me move this truck in the shop. He's like, I'm on the way. So I sanded down the tailgate real fast. I threw epoxy on it with the sprayer. It turned out better than I thought it would. It's not great. I don't know if I'm going to continue to use this tailgate, but I'm practicing on this tailgate. I want to see if the color's right. I want to see if I can do body filler correctly. There's a lot of unknowns in this project, but one thing's for certain, I might buy a new tailgate. I might get another one off of Facebook Marketplace if I can find one that's straight. But today's project, we're going to use a little body filler on the tailgate. We're going to try our hand at that. We got the F100 in the shop. We're going to start pulling the front clip off of it. We need to get that motor out. The motor does run if you bottle feed it. The carburetor's messed up for sure, but I'm going to list that thing on Facebook Marketplace for dirt cheap. We're going with a 408. I think we're going to use Blueprint motors. I've talked to a few machine shops. It doesn't make sense to try to build a motor when you can buy one for Blueprint for cheaper than you can build one. This is what we're going to use. Evercoat Body Shop. This one here has where it can fill in small holes, and we got a few small holes to fill. So we're going to try our hand at that. While I was at O'Reilly's, they had these sanding blocks in there. 80 grit, 180, 320. I think that's going to work out perfectly. I'm excited. But let me show you this tailgate. Y'all check out this tailgate. This is all epoxy. Like I said, the pollen's blowing this time of year, so there is some pollen in there. I think there's a dead bug in there. You can see right there where it was not perfect. See some small holes that I'm going to try to fill, and they're right on the line, so I don't know how that's going to play out. But I mean, it came out better than I thought it would, but it is definitely not perfect. I'm going to see if I can fill that in a little bit. But yeah, another hole. Let's get this thing cleaned up, and we'll start the epoxy. Or I'm sorry, we'll start the body filler. Guys, real quick, for the epoxy, we used Eastwood. It's a 2-part epoxy. It's a 1-to-1 mix ratio. So I bought a gallon of each part. So ultimately we have 2 gallons of epoxy. But yeah, you mix it 1-to-1, you spray it on there, you let it sit for 15 minutes for it to flash, you spray your second coat on there. Unfortunately, I was only able to get 1 coat because my buddy was headed over with a skid steer to help me get the truck put into the shop. I like the product. I think it sprays well. I think it flashes well, and I think it cures well. So that's what we decided to use. We will definitely be using this all over this truck. But yeah, hands down, really happy with the Eastwood epoxy primer. All right, guys, so Evercoat has this thing laid out pretty simple. They give you this template to use. Pretty straightforward. I mean, I can't imagine that you could really mess it up. It's a little cold outside, so it might take a little extra time to set up. But we're gonna wing it, man. We're gonna lay it on there and see what happens. I'm really happy with the way that Eastwood epoxy primer sands. Comes out phenomenal. I put a little scuff in it just to give it a little texture for that Bondo to kind of adhere to. It is a little cold, so I'm a little worried that it might not harden the way it's supposed to, but we're about to find out. So a lot of guys on YouTube have those stainless steel pans and they put their Bondo on the pan. I don't have that pan, so I made my own. All right, guys, that was my first attempt at Bondo. I'll be honest with you, way harder than I thought it would be. You don't have much time to try to get the material down the way that you want it to. I'll be honest with you, I tried. We're gonna see what it comes out as, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you what we got, and then we'll wait 15, 20, 30 minutes. It's a little cool outside, so I think it's gonna take a little longer, but check this out, and we'll sand it here shortly. That's a big dent to try to fill. I did a horrible job, but we'll see. Over here, we got that hole. I couldn't get it to fill, so I just kind of gobbed it in there. I'm gonna sand it down and see what happens. Same thing there. There was a few holes there. Jammed it in there, gonna let it cure, sand it down, see what happens. We still got some holes here that need to be touched. And there's tons of spots, but you can see right here where that pit was. That's why I did it all the way down, just to try to fill it in. There's a nice dent right there that I didn't get to. Like I said, that stuff, it doesn't give you much time to work with it. So once you put that activator in it, you gotta be ready to go. Give it 30 minutes, we'll see what it looks like. So while we wait for that Bondo to dry, let's go ahead and try to get this F100 hood off. Not gonna lie, got myself in a situation. I got my Harley sitting right there. I really didn't want to mess that up, nor the tailgate. Yeah, definitely a two-person job on the tailgate just to make life simple. But it can be done with one person. It's just a little sketchy. But you can see that hood. Man, every time you move it, it just dumps rust out. And for what I want to do, that's not really gonna work. So the hood might be going. I might have to scratch the hood. The question is, do I go back with a steel hood? Or do I go with a fiberglass hood? I'm not sure. The 302 in this does run if you bottle feed it. So if anybody's interested in a 302, hit your boy up. I will damn near give it away for free. Transmission, I'm not sure of. Might get rid of it, might not. Probably not gonna hold the 408 power, but that's where we're at right now. So I'm gonna check on this Bondo and we'll get back into it. All right, guys, I think the Bondo is finally dry. I'm gonna start sanding it. Let's get a before shot. Let's get the sanding. All right, guys, as always, I'm running out of time, but I want to show you after I sanded the tailgate what the final result is. And it's not the final result because I'm still going to have to put some more down and sand through some more. I mean, this is probably going to be a 3, 4, 5 stage event, but I wanted to show you the final results. And this still has to, I mean, there's still a lot of filler we need to put in there. Still need to sand up here. This came out pretty decent though. I'm pretty happy with that. Need to hit some more right here. Need to sand that down some more. Some more right here. Here. But we're getting there. I might be able to use this tailgate. It did fill those holes pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. This one as well. You can see that hole right there. So... But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, man. If you enjoyed this video and you want to support me, press that subscribe button, press that like button. I'm still taking votes for what color we should paint the whole F100. You guys let me know. Thank you so much. See you next time.